Hey, greetings. Victor Beatty here. Today we're going to be discussing real estate auctions with industry professional Alyssa Duggan of the Duggan Group. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi, Victor. Good. How are you?
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Alyssa's going to be bringing us up to speed on the many benefits of buying and selling a home via auction and how they will be the dominant means of transacting real estate in the very near future.
Yes, auctions are gaining in popularity for many reasons, which we'll discuss in a minute. But to give everyone an idea of how quickly they're gaining in popularity, I'll throw out just a few statistics. The National Auctioneers Association expects residential auctions to balloon to 30% of all sales by 2010.
Wow, that's a major swing in the market in just a year.
I know. Also, 2 out of every 3 sales will be conducted via auction by 2020.
Wow.
So what we're going to see is less and less of the traditional approach, which is listing a house on the MLS and doing all the advertising and then basically letting it sit there until that one buyer comes along.
Well, now, you know what? I've got to tell you that the only auctions that most people are aware of are the foreclosure auctions. And that's not really what you're talking about here, is it?
Great point. No, we're talking about the one house for sale at a time. We can do distressed properties, so things like short sales or bank owned. However, the majority of what we do are with normal sellers who desire to move on and normal buyers who want to move in.
Great. So how's this action auction process work?
Well, to help people envision what a real estate auction is, picture eBay or any other live auction you've attended, one for car auction, antiques, things of that sort. And real estate auctions are a true forum where buyers and sellers come together. The price for a particular property is determined by open competitive bidding, so just like eBay. Now, there are some auctions where a minimum bid or a starting bid is published beforehand,
okay,
or other auctions where the highest offer wins, regardless of what it is.
Okay.
Now, the buyers are able to view the property and complete any inspections that they want to have on a preview day. And then this preview day is determined before or ahead of time, before the actual auction end date. Now, they also have an opportunity to view all the disclosures, so things like the natural hazard disclosure, the clue report, preliminary title report, all the seller disclosures. And don't worry if you don't know what these things are, because we can help you with that. Now, this way the buyers can make an informed decision before the auction day, and if they choose to bid, then they must register before the end of the auction. And the buyer conducts the bidding live or online.
Oh, wow. So you can either be there in person or you can do it over the internet. Online auctions, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Are those popular?
Very popular. The onlines are the most popular, mostly due to the convenience, of course, for the buyers.
Yeah.
We also have, in addition to the online auctions, we have the live and hybrid auctions. And a hybrid auction is a combination of both online and live for the same property.
Got it.
But really, every situation's different, and it may require a different type of auction, and ultimately it's the seller's decision.
Got it. So that's good for the seller. What are some of the benefits to a home buyer?
Well, where do I start? There's lots of benefits. First off, the buyer purchases the property at a fair market value or sometimes below. In fact, buyers set their own purchase price. It also eliminates long negotiation periods that could go back and forth between the seller and the buyer, thus reducing the time to purchase. The buyer also knows that they're dealing with a serious seller, someone who's motivated to sell.
That's important.
Very important. And they don't have to worry about contingencies and can close quickly.
Well, that sounds like some really great benefits to a home buyer. So let's flip the coin here. What about the seller?
Okay, for the seller, they also experience fantastic benefits selling via auction. An auction exposes the property to a large number of pre-approved buyers.
Ooh, pre-approved. Now, you know what? In my business, I hear that all the time. So why don't you define for us what pre-approved means in the auction scenario?
Right, okay. For the auction, pre-approved, which is incredibly important in this market, as you know. And in fact, in order for the buyer to bid, they must submit a letter of pre-approval from their lender.
Got it.
Now, an auction brings buyers to a point of decision, which is another benefit for the sellers. They must act now or lose the opportunity to own that home.
Oh, so there's no coming back. There's no thinking about it. The home actually leaves the marketplace that day.
Right, correct. And another benefit is that the auction reduces the time a property sold on market and eliminates the high seller carrying costs. So things like a mortgage, interest, taxes, and maintenance. And actually, we have a slide that illustrates this best.
Well, let's cut to that slide.
Now, as you can see, if you have a $500,000 home, if that's what your home is worth, and you're selling via traditional means, and it took you 6 months to sell, which is very realistic right now, the cost to hold the home for 6 months would be as follows. For the sake of this example, in general, we're saying that market values have decreased by 10% annually. So that would be $25,000 in a 6-month period. And if your mortgage was $2,500 a month, it'd be $15,000 in that same 6-month period. If your property taxes are $5,000 a year, it'd be $2,500 in 6 months. And then at the end of that 6 months, you, the seller, would pay to both the buyer's agent and the seller's agent a $30,000 broker commission. So at the end of 6 months, the property would decrease in value by $72,500.
Wow, Alyssa, that's a great example. You know, you can really see how important it is for the seller to know the numbers beforehand and be prepared to accept a lower offer now and net more in the long run, allowing them to get their cash and move on.
Mm-hmm. You are absolutely right, Vic. It's all in the numbers, as you guys would say. Now, if you're a property owner and you want to know more about selling your home via auction, just give us a call or an email. We'll need to first pre-qualify the property for auction, and then we can determine which auction format will best serve your needs.
Hey, thanks so much, Alyssa. You know, I know there's a lot more you could say about auctions and how to buy a home in the auction market. If you'd like to get more specific information and actually see what homes are available for auction, please click on the link right down below. Thanks for taking the time to listen. This is Victor Beatty
and Alyssa Duggan signing out.
Cheers.
Cheers.